Hey, what's up, you guys? My name is Killer J. Y'all can call me KJ, and I'm so excited to actually start doing this series because I am a big fan of when it calls TCAP. I know it's kind of freaky to fucking say that, but I am a big fan. I actually started getting invested into the actual series when I discovered the videos that Mr. G used to do about To Catch a Predator. Oh, I don't know if I'm supposed to say that on fucking YouTube, but I'm already fucking cursing, so it doesn't fucking matter. I got interested in the TCAP series when I was watching Mr. GG. Then I discovered people like Saul, people like Wembley, a bunch of others. I went to the subreddit. I kind of became almost ultimately obsessed with the TCAP and the series and the background and all that. It's one of my guilty pleasures, and it was on my list of ideas for a YouTube series for a while. It's just I haven't gotten around to it. Not every video on the series is gonna have an intro like this, but this is basically gonna be like the first ever TCAP video on the series that I'm gonna be doing. And if you don't know what TCAP is a show back in the 2000s. I can't believe I'm saying that ran in this news show called NBC, and it was hosted by this news anchor or this news person called Chris Hansen. Chris Hansen, he is like fucking God at this point when it comes to fucking predators. He is like literally Batman when it comes to predators. And if you don't know what predators are, predators are pedophiles, hebephiles, adults over the age of 18 that prey on young children sexually and obviously over the internet and in person. And the show was basically, if you haven't seen it by now, the show is very popular, but the show is basically they had this group of people that were on chat rooms in AOL and Yahoo and all these crazy places, and they would talk to adults in chat rooms and try to bait them to come to this house. And when they would come to the house, they would basically get a little bit of conversation with a decoy, and then they would get ambushed by Chris Hansen. Chris Hansen would try to interview them, and then as they walk out of the place thinking that they were free to go, they would get basically taken down by the police and cuff and charge and all that shit. And there's many adaptations, there's many versions of the show. The show evolved. The show is actually still going on, not under the name TCAP, like To Catch a Predator, but under a streaming service called True Blue, and I think it's called Take a Seat with Chris Hansen. I am going to be covering some episodes in this series about it. I'm actually going to be trying to cover every single episode, every single segment that I can from that show. So without further ado, I've already been talking for a couple of minutes. I want to give you guys the first ever TCAP Predator that we're gonna react to, comment, and that is one of my favorites and one that I actually do remember a lot. And I know it's fucked up to say that that's one of my favorites, but it's Chuck Palumbo, the fucking I just stopped by that Predator. If you don't know who he is, you'll find out in a couple seconds. So let's go up to YouTube. I'm gonna be using multiple clips from many different creators when it comes to the TCAP community, but I am going to be focusing on the main ones. I don't know if you can see, I still watch the new fucking episodes here. They're already halfway done. I showed the Chris Hansen, you're not Chris Hansen, you're this guy, the fucking jigsaw guy looking guy, fucking guy. I showed that to a friend. It's crazy. I'm weirdly obsessed with this fucking series. It's just, I don't know. There's something about seeing grown men crumble when they see this big ass fucking man of fucking Chris Hansen walk in after they think they're gonna get their fucking dick sucked by a fucking kid and fucking being disgusting and doing all this disgusting shit. It's fun to just see a man crumble under that kind of pressure. I'm gonna get a bottle of water because I am gonna need it, and then we're gonna play this and we're gonna watch it. So like I said, I'm gonna be using I'm gonna be reacting to basically almost every content that I can find when it comes to TCAP, but I will be reacting to segments edited and uncut at the same time, so it all depends on how much footage and content we get out of them. And I am gonna be using many creators that have excelled and have very good footage and have even uncut footage of these actual predators. Right now, what we're using today is Saul. I just made this page a little bit a while ago, so I'm going to subscribe and like so you guys can see that. Also, give credit to Saul. Follow him. I'm going to be leaving his link down in the description, so make sure you give him credit, and we'll thank him for the content. So, thank you for the content, and without further ado, we will put this on full screen, pop our headphones on, and let's watch the TV edited version of the Chuck Palumbo segment. Let's hit play.
Come on in.
As our investigation in New Jersey continues, you'll meet many...
By the way, this is a reaction video, commenting video, so I am going to be pausing to comment and react to it. I'm just not gonna let it play. If you guys want to see the whole segments, like I said, you can click on the link in the description, or you can go watch like the uncut version or whatever you guys want. I really don't give a fuck.
More potential predators who stick around to answer my question. What about
Can I put this in fucking HD? Because it's driving me nuts. Is this like the highest it can go? Let's go to HD. It still looks like shit. So just because I don't want my computer to fucking blow up, let's put it at 720.
Hold on, does that make you nervous?
Well, yeah.
Yeah, a little bit. As our investigation in Ocean County, New Jersey continues, all the men who come to our undercover house are expecting to meet a young girl. Except this next man. He's been chatting online with a decoy posing as a boy.
I love how Chuck is trying not to look suspicious, but he's just walking around in the middle of the fucking night with a bag. He's just a fucking goofy character. That's one of the main reasons why I find this segment like one of the funniest. It's just Chuck is such a fucking goofball. Like he's just goofy.
Boy.
A walker right here.
He's 46-year-old Anthony Palumbo.
Look, he doesn't even walk
He's brought a
right.
gift. We've hired an 18-year-old actor to play the part of the young teen.
Hey, come on in. Awesome.
Before I even start, I'm about to say this right now. Like, obviously, this was back in like 2005 and shit, and obviously LGBTQ and all that crap, like that hasn't had at this point. It's still kind of like people still have like a weird stigma with, you know, people of that community because hey, that's how the fucking history in the United States has been. That's how it is. And that being said, Chuck is like way inside of the closet. He's such inside the closet that he's like not even dealing with like regular adults that can actually say something because he's like the weirdest kind of straight / gay man that I've ever seen. Like he's just weird in general. I just noticed that shit. I just noticed that the decoy was almost about to fucking eat shit and just fall. Check this out right here in the corner. God damn it. Where is it? Right here.
Palumbo, Andy's young teen.
Hey.
Let me skip it. Like, see what I mean? He was about to like fucking eat shit right there. Right here. Boom! About to just fucking fall. Imagine if in some fucking alternate universe the fucking decoy fell, broke his fucking skull in the fucking corner of the fucking like this shit right here, right this corner, and Chuck just I don't know saved this guy's life, and for some reason he got out of the fucking like disgusting fucking crime that he was trying to commit. You know what I mean? Like that would be like I don't know. That's just I need to stop taking drugs before I start making these videos. I promise I won't pause.
Online
I'll give you some
in an
space.
AOL gay chat room, calling himself "Hi Buddy, what's up?" He tells the decoy, who's pretending to be a 14-year-old boy, that he's horny. Then the 46-year-old says,
I want to be top.
Oh, okay.
There's
Want to do it raw?
there's always been a fucking theory that Palumbo's like cap lock it was like stuck because all his messages were in fucking caps locks, and then when they put him here in the goddamn show, they left them on. So I feel like these people just troll the shit out of the fucking Predators, even when they're editing, because they leave everything as it is. Even the voice acting is fucking like hilarious.
Raw?
Yes.
What's that?
No rubber.
I was supposed to be
No rubber. That's like the infamous line that he has.
now he's here, beer in hand, asking the decoy several times to put it in the refrigerator.
You can put that in the fridge.
Yeah, I'll put it in a little bit.
All right. I'll relax.
I'm just a little nervous.
I'm nervous too. That's all right. My excuse to come here, I went to Atlantic City.
I don't know. What
Put that in the refrigerator.
I always wonder like why was the whole I understand it has to do with something with security, but why doesn't the decoy actually just leave at that point to say he was gonna put it in the fridge and then just Chris Hansen come? I understand it has to do with security and like obviously getting some footage and getting Palumbo to confess, but you know like compared to I don't know if you guys remember the second time he did it with True Crime Daily, I think it was, where the decoy would find a way to leave easily. I remember, I forgot his fucking name. The guy that came in with the pizza, and he heard someone from production kind of move, and then he's like, "Oh, what is that?" And then the decoy looked like went in over to like the backstage and looked to like acted like she heard the same thing, and then fucking Chris came out. So it's not no. Maybe they should have pulled something like this. Probably made it a little bit better. But come on, we can't live without the fucking 15 times that Chuck Palumbo says, "Oh, you can put that in the fridge."
Just chill out.
That's it.
All right. We'll see what happens.
I'm just nervous. You know.
That's all right. You could put that in the refrigerator anytime.
Okay, I don't be.
Don't get drunk with that.
I won't.
All right.
He's so subtle.
So why'd you need the cover story to go to Atlantic City?
I'll see my brother.
Jesus Christ, I'm gonna be honest. Like, how tall is Chris Hansen? If you guys know, can you comment down below? Because I'm not gonna Google it right now. I'm not gonna keep pausing this shit, like every 5 seconds. But I can just imagine the fucking mammoth of a man that Chris Hansen is, just walking through a hallway. Like you saw a kind of kid walking off, and in that same fucking corner, this fucking mammoth of a man reminds me of that scene of I don't know what that fucking horror movie. It Follows, where she's standing in the hallway, and then that fucking huge ass tall dude comes by with his eyes all black. Look up the scene. You don't know what I'm talking about. It's almost the same feeling these guys probably have when that happens.
Yeah, but who did you have to give that to as a cover story?
No, my brother is home, my other brother.
Right.
And I said, I got to go to Atlantic City.
But instead you came here.
I stopped by to go.
I just stopped by.
You like to gamble.
Yeah, I love to gamble.
You took a little bit of a gamble coming in here tonight.
Here we go.
I just stopped by.
Fucking, I love, that was an intense sing. Like, I fucking love Chris Hansen. Every time he fucking does one of these singers, like, I bet you he gets like hot behind the ears because he's hearing them and he's like, okay, let me see what I wrote down to fucking do this shit, to fucking like retort that fucking comment.
But you said you were nervous when you came in. Why were you so nervous?
Because I was going to Atlantic City and it was dark, and I'm not usually a drive at dark at nighttime.
So the nighttime makes you nervous.
Yeah, driving. I'm not a drive at night.
And what about visiting a boy who's home alone? Does that make you nervous?
Well, yeah.
Yeah, a little bit.
I just
Of course it
wanted
fucking
to
makes
just
him
say
nervous.
hi. It
Just
was
to
not
say
that.
hi
Yeah.
and drop off a package.
Yeah, I had beer.
Have you been drinking tonight?
No, not at all. You can smell my breath.
Okay. I've always fucking dwelled on this goddamn comment that he says. Like, I've always dwelled on it because he's like, "Oh, you can smell my breath," and I can just imagine Chris at some point just going, "Yeah, he's definitely drinking. Like, he's definitely drinking. Like." It would be so fucking weird. Because keep in mind, this show is weird in general. And Chris has done some weird shit. Chris has said some weird shit in this show. And we've seen even weirder shit coming from the fucking Predator side. So it's like, it's almost like if it happened, the community would still accept it and make it one of the best moments in the fucking TCAP history. The fact that Chris Hansen actually went and smelled Chuck Palumbo's breath. That would have been fucking amazing.
It's okay, I don't need to do that. He tells me several times he thought the boy was 18, but in the chat
I love that
log, the
excuse.
decoy
Even till
tells
today, they
him
still make that excuse.
2 different times that he's 14. How old are you?
39.
39. You said you were 35 online.
35. 39.
We find out later he's actually 46. He says
Yeah, 'cause I was about to say-
unemployed and spends his time caring for his ailing.
I was about to say, fuck, I'm like 5 years apart, like 5 years. I'm almost 30. So I can just imagine if fucking Chuck Palumbo was fucking 35 for real. He's taking a beating in life. He's also taking a beating up the ass. But
Then he tries to explain
That's something he
away
would like
his
to keep
graphic sexual chat.
in the closet.
You asked him in your chat if he was top or bottom. What does that mean?
Did I ask that? I don't remember that.
I love-
top or bottom. I'm horny, you say.
I was just fooling around.
Well, if you're just fooling around, then why were you so concerned about knowing whether or not he was a cop?
Just joking.
Just joking.
I love how that's
So
a
what made you
retort
decide
for
to
everything,
come
but
over
everything
here
is like a
and
classic lie.
Meet a teenage boy after.
You know what I mean? Like, oh, I don't remember. Did I say that? I don't remember. Or I'm just joking. Oh, I was just talking. You know, like the classic lies, just back to back, like the classic vanilla-based lies that little kids say. It's incredible to see how these men their world just comes down and gets destroyed because of this goddamn show.
This sexually explicit conversation.
I thought it was like I wanted to hang out with someone, like a friend. Like I thought he was like 18, something like that. It was
Bullshit.
I'm not gay or
Bullshit.
anything. I'm just saying.
Well, this isn't about gay
No,
or
I'm just
straight.
saying. I'm straight. I'm
Nobody
just
cares
saying.
what adults do.
No, I'm
you know?
just saying.
But when
I want to make a point here, and I kind of agree with this. If you're with the community and you've seen like Mr. Gigi's videos, I believe it was him that actually said this. I don't know if it was Lude, but I know it was either one of them. But the fact that like Chuck Palumbo so calmly says, "I'm not gay or anything," you know what I mean? Mr. Gigi, I believe one of these creators, I think it was Lude or Mr. Gigi, said that maybe Chuck Palumbo is not gay, but he's such a sick type of like predator that he will go for anything, like kids, either girl, boy, but as long as it's like a minor, like he would go for it. Like I kind of agree with that theory, because what I said at the beginning of the video, just even though this was filmed like back in 2000, and you know the LGBT community was very still, you know, that freedom, and people still look down upon gay people and stuff like that back in these days. And like I said, it's incredible that we've come so far up to now. But he doesn't act like your typical stereotypical closeted person in those days, if you know what I mean. So I think the fact that he goes, "Hey, I'm not gay," I think he's actually telling the truth. It's just the fact that he's so sick in his mind, and he's such a I don't know, fucking seasoned fucking predator that he'll go for anything, boy, girl, it doesn't matter as long as it's underage. That's just my theory, and I also agree with the theory that Mr. Gigi and the other creators have said about this thing too, about Chuck.
you involve somebody who's 14, that's when
I
it becomes
thought
an
18.
issue. How old are you? You ask. 14. I told you that already. You say K, meaning okay.
I wasn't going
But why do that? What's the motive here? Explain it to me. I don't
No,
understand
you're
it.
right. No, you're right. It's stupid. of me.
Denial,
No,
acceptance.
Yeah, I know. I did a stupid thing.
Do you ever watch much television?
Sometimes, once in a while. Not too much of a TV person.
Well, I'm Chris Hansen, and I work for Dateline.
That's the
NBC.
cue.
We're doing a
That's
story
the
on
cue.
adults who try to meet kids.
Fucking big ass cameras
I
come
wanna
out.
Be, oh boy.
And you can walk right out of the door.
I love how Chuck sounds so disappointed when he's like, "Oh boy, oh man," like he's not the one coming to me like a fucking kid here. It's ridiculous. I'm gonna check the volume. I don't know if the volume was all the way up. Let me check.
Where you came in.
There we go.
He quickly leaves the house and is startled by the police.
Some people said he was actually attempting to actually run here, but I don't think Chuck is the kind of guy. Like, you're not that guy, Pi. Like, you're not that guy. I don't think Chuck is the kind of guy to react like that. I don't feel like Chuck would be violent or try to escape the police. I just feel like Chuck didn't want to get hurt, so he finished going down the steps, so that way if they tackled him, he wouldn't land on the step. I do think that's what he's trying to do right here. I think he was trying to lay down like on the flat land instead of the actual ladders, try to adjust himself. Chuck is the kind of guy that if he's going on a one-way street and a cop pulls him over, he'll wait till he gets to like a parking to stop, but he'll probably get like more charges because of that, because he's that fucking stupid.
This guy who
I gotta get that. I gotta get that fucking. If I'm gonna do this series, I gotta get that Chris Hansen guy impression like down to the bone. So this guy, no, I think there's more of a raspiness to the guy. There's like, you know, it's almost like he rolls his R's with his throat when he talks. This guy. I'll get it. I'll get it
became
eventually.
quite famous in the
Anthony Palumbo was
TCAP
arrested during
community.
the
His name
2007.
Anthony
Damn,
Palumbo.
a little late
Now,
too.
the reason he became iconic is because of his speech pattern, his sayings, the way he talked when he
He's
walked
weird.
into the room.
He's just weird. That's the thing.
Online, cruising gay chat rooms, he identified himself by the screen name "Hey Buddy, What's Up?" Then Palumbo says, "I
Palumbo
want to be
sentenced
top."
to parole supervision
Okay,
for life of
says the
sex
decoy.
and sex offender
Well, I don't
registration.
have no rubbers. You bring them? Yes. Then Palumbo says, "You do it raw?"
Damn,
Raw?
this is
Yes,
2019.
what's that? No rubber. Now, there's no
So it says in February 2019, Palumbo was involved in a hit and run. Because of this, he served 45 days in Rikers Island jail. So it's not like he got out. Like, he's a free man nowadays. Obviously, thanks to the community, he's not gonna just live this down like something. It's, you know, I'm fucking over here reacting to this fucking video. But that's crazy that even now they're still getting like arrested, like years and years later. They're still kind of losers. You know what I mean?
has become infamous in the TCAP community as well. Here's a guy, by all accounts, his transcript.
Guy.
Who, at 46, has no problem having sex with a 14-year-old boy.
Wait, so if he was 40,
But
wait,
he's-
stop. If he was 46, that was 2007. He's like, let me see, 46. That's in 7 more years for 2012. That means already 50. He's probably like 60 something when he got arrested again. I gotta look
Worried
that
the
shit
boy
up.
might drink one of the beers because of his age before he gets them to the refrigerator. He says, don't drink those, don't get drunk. And so I walk out.
I thought he was
wearing
just
a
being
bulletproof
selfish.
vest underneath my shirt. If you look closely at the video, you can probably tell. And Palumbo on the surface really didn't pose any threat, physical threat at least, that I could tell. But, you know,
Chris is ultimately saying, you know, I walked out with a bulletproof vest, but I don't think Chunk is kind of a pussy. He ain't gonna try shit on me. Like, he ain't gonna try shit on me. Like, I just left it on because I didn't want to take my shirt off, and you know, I was running late. Like, Chris is basically saying that Chuck is a pussy, and he just wore the fucking like bulletproof vest just because he was required to. Fucking, I always love how Chris always kind of like sneaks in this subtle narcissistic jabs on himself, like almost like feeding his fucking ego. And keep in mind, I love Chris. I don't care if he's narcissistic. I don't care if he has ego. I don't care if To Catch a Predator is like the only thing that he's been hanging on for these years. It's fucking great. He's doing a great thing, and whatever these people do on the real side, it's like the best thing they can do because these people are fucking disgusting.
we're not too sure. Now, he had already said that he was going to Atlantic City, and that was his cover for leaving his parents' house in Staten Island. And one of the other things that became iconic from this particular episode was the way he said Atlantic City. He said, Atlantic City, I'm going to Atlantic City.
Atlantic City.
He
Atlantic.
said he wasn't
I don't
really going
get
to do anything. He said he was stupid.
I don't get it.
That's how he said it, stupid.
Stupid.
And that became iconic, too, in TCAP lore. Palumbo
I love how they call it
was
TCAP
ultimately
lore.
Convicted of one charge of criminal attempt to have sex with a minor. He was sentenced to a lifetime of parole supervision and registration as a sex offender.
Yeah, normal.
In spite
normal
of
kid,
his
like,
iconic
charges.
TCAP status, not much is known about Anthony Palumbo's activities or whereabouts.
Why the fuck am I calling him Chuck? Oh, because the WWE wrestler. That's why. Anthony Palumbo. God damn, this is gonna be a funny video.
Before or after he was arrested. We do know that he was involved in a rather bizarre incident 2 years before he surfaced in our investigation involving his mother and father on Staten Island. The father, Frank Palumbo, brandishing a pitchfork, he was 85 at the time, threatened to kill his wife in some sort of dispute over $1 million in stocks.
God damn,
So
$1 million.
Frank Palumbo, the father of Anthony, was actually arraigned and charged with assault and weapons possession on this attack on his 75-year-old wife inside their home. And apparently, Frank Palumbo first used a wooden tray to break his wife's nose, then menaced her with a pitchfork, shouting, "I will kill you," a police source said.
Jesus Christ,
All
these people
of
are
this.
fucked up.
Apparently, Anthony also went to the hospital because his father had poured boiling soup on his head during this entire dispute.
What kind of soup? Come on, man. You're getting all these details. You need to tell me what kind of soup. Was it clam chowder? Was it fucking broccoli and cheese? Was it chicken noodle? Was it a stew? Like, I need more details, Chris. Like, you're giving me way too many details about the fucking assault, but you need, like,
Palumbo did have
no
another
soup. I don't know what
brush with
soup
the
it
law
was.
in
Because I'm going to be
February.
honest with you. I'm going to be honest with y'all. And depending on what kind of soup, it's depending what kind of degrees. Because if it's like a stew or like a cheese, like soup, cheese and broccoli or something like that, it's gonna get hot, but it's not gonna like kill you. You know what I mean? But if you're talking about chicken noodle like soup, that shit will like burn that will burn your bones off, motherfucker. Like, I just need the more detail. I'm just being cringy at this point.
February of 2019, he apparently got involved in some sort of hit-and-run accident out on Staten Island and was arrested. And he actually spent 45 days behind bars in Rikers Island.
Damn,
in New York.
Chuck.
He was released.
I mean,
and
Anthony.
it's one of those cases where he's left no real trail since then.
He's disappeared. He's gone off the grid. We gotta find him, guys. Well, there you go, guys. I hope you enjoyed the first episode of the TCAP series. I don't even know what I'm gonna name it. I think I'm just gonna go name it by the case and maybe just make like a simple thumbnail. I don't want to like completely rip off other creators or do like an actual like series, because I know Mr. Gigi, he did kind of like a commentary series about it, but he went by episode. I'm trying to go by, like, I'm trying to like have fun with this shit and try to do every Predator and do every like other adaptation of the show. So don't forget to like, subscribe, comment down below which Predator you want to see next, and whatever Predator gets like the most votes, that's the one I'm gonna do. That's what we're gonna do. Let's do something different. Comment down below the name of any Predator that you guys like, and whatever comment gets more likes, that's the next Predator that I'm gonna do. I'm not gonna get monetized for this video, like, at all, even if I'm not like monetized already, like, because I've said so many banned words from YouTube. Anyways, guys, follow me on social media. Links are down below. Thank you to Saul for uploading this kind of content. Also, link down below so you subscribe to this channel. And this is KJ signing off.